Get set for tips, techniques, and mega tactics for the coolest Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games around. Uncover the animated secrets of cartoon critters, Woody Woodpecker, The Simpsons, and Daffy Duck Dodgers. We'll blast off with Sonic the Hedgehog, score some body-checking action with NHL Hockey 94, and face off with winning tips for Jungle Strike, Streets of Rage 2, Wayne's World, Mario All-Stars, and Mortal Kombat. All this plus tales of torture, raging rattlers, and gargantuan gators coming up on GamePro's Power Up.
Hey, Scott Decker here for yet another edition of GamePro's Power Up. Coming up, we're going to crash two of Florida's wildest attractions. First, we'll take a look inside the totally bizarre world of Ripley's Believe It or Not. We'll also take you to Gatorland and find out if alligators really deserve their nasty reputation. And I hear there'll even be a wrestling match, man versus gator. But most important are the tips, techniques, and tactics we're going to give you for total domination of Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, everything. And of course, there'll be plenty of surprises. So what are we waiting for? Let's power up! Fans of the Warner Brothers cartoons are in for a treat with the new side-scrolling game, Daffy Duck: The Marvin Missions. But before we get to the game, let's talk cartoons. Everybody loves them, and the way they make them is amazing. Check it out.
Before Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck make it to the magic screen, they start out as drawings and concepts that were created by the directors and the animators. Two of these drawings you can see from the motion picture Pinocchio, the Blue Fairy, and of course the star of the show, Pinocchio. The drawings are then finished and go to the ink and paint department, where the ink and paint department takes a clear piece of plastic, as you will see here, and we can show you through the modern methods of television. Zip, we can put it down and show that the cell is already inked on one side. Then you turn it over, and it's all been painted. These individual frames, as you can see here, then go to the camera department and are individually shot. And all of those individual pictures then create the motion of the cartoons that we love.
Some people sure love their cartoons, and these days stores dedicated to buying, selling, and preserving cartoon art are popping up everywhere. We're talking big business.
Hi guys, I'm Paul. I'm talking to you from Greenwich Village in New York City. I have a store down here I'd like to show you. It's called Animated Classics. We have it all here. Come on inside.
At Animated Classics, we sell animation art. One of the pieces here is actually hand-signed by Walt Disney and drawn by him. The value of this is about $10,000. We also have other pieces such as that, which is a limited edition with Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, and of course, one of our favorites, Daffy Duck.
Daffy's one of our favorites too. And wait till you check out his outrageous new game for Super Nintendo. In Daffy Duck: The Marvin Missions, you travel through 20 loony levels, blasting Martians, rock monsters, and robots. Fortunately, along the way you can pick up weapons, extra lives, continue gems, and fuel for your jetpack. Daffy's fine feathered graphics fly, but unfortunately the controls have some problems. The main character doesn't always land where you want him to. But all in all, if jump and shoot gaming is your style, you'll love Daffy Duck. There's enough action here to keep you glued to your set, just like the old Saturday morning cartoons. We're here inside the Ripley's Believe It or Not Orlando Museum, and there's all kinds of freaky stuff here. Here you have all your basic torture devices, shackles, a bone crusher, and over here there's a whole bunch of executioner's swords. And during the 1700s, saws just like this one were used to cut people in half. Ouch. You'll see some pretty whacked out things. Things you never even imagined. Ah! Just kidding. Now come here, I want you to meet someone. This is Helena Antonia, the bearded lady, and I've got the perfect guy for her. Robert Earl Hughes, the half-ton man, 1,069 pounds. When he died, his coffin was like the size of a piano, believe it or not. Okay, let's move it along.
The streets are a lot easier to take on when you use this code to punch up infinite lives for both players for the Genesis version of Streets of Rage 2. The Game Genie code is AW7T-AA6L. Nice mug, metalhead. Mortal combatants. There's a killer code for the Genesis version of the game that you can use to enter a programmer's mode, so you can do all kinds of weird things with the game. When the game start option screen appears, press down, up, left, left again, button A, right and down. Hey, that's Dullard, D-U-L-L-A-R-D. Once the code is entered, the words cheat enabled appear underneath the word options. Choose the cheat option, and then you can access all kinds of tricks. You're going to have to do some experimenting yourself, but here's some examples of what you can do. If you turn on Flag 0, it'll only take one attack by player 1 to defeat player 2. If you activate Flag 2, you can go straight to Reptile. You'll see strange characters that scroll across the moon above the pit, including Peter Pan, Wendy and Michael, a witch, Santa and his sleigh, a rocket ship, and a blimp. Now, all you have to do is defeat your opponent in the pit with a double flawless and a finishing move, and Reptile will appear ready to fight. There's a lot more, but right now, let's go over that again. To enter the programmer's mode, use this code. When the game start option screen appears, press down, up, left, left again. Button A, right and down. That's Dullard, D-U-L-L-A-R-D. Once the code is entered, the words cheat enabled appear underneath the word options. Choose the cheat option to access all kinds of tricks. For example, if you turn on Flag 0, it'll only take one attack by player 1 to defeat player 2. If you activate Flag 2, you can go straight to Reptile. You'll see strange characters that scroll across the moon above the pit. Now all you have to do is defeat your opponent in the pit with a double flawless and a finishing move, and Reptile will appear ready to fight. He ain't Flipper, but Echo is unstoppable when you use this simple pad trick to become invincible in the Genesis version of Echo the Dolphin. Go to the password screen, enter any password, and then press and hold button A, and press start until the game begins. Press start to unpause, and Echo's completely invincible. Once again, to achieve invincibility for Echo, go to the password screen, enter any password, and then press and hold button A, and press start until the game begins. Press start to unpause, and Echo becomes completely invincible.
We're working our way through Ripley's and meeting some pretty scary characters. This guy, he tries to ring a bell during a thunderstorm. Lightning strikes, toasted. Here's another one. This is Michael Jordan's worst nightmare. Robert Wadlow, the world's tallest man, 8 foot 11 inches, 440 pounds. This guy could slam dunk me. Hey, hockey hooligans, get ready for some all-out, in-your-face, blade-running action. NHL Hockey 94 for Super Nintendo plays like Hockey 93, but with new graphics and smoother animation. Unfortunately, the actual graphics during gameplay aren't as sharp as the visuals for the Genesis version. But what the Super Nintendo lacks in graphics and challenge, it makes up for in realism and sound quality. Grunts, ice sprays, rallying claps all make you feel like you're sitting in the front row. And the 5-player option will change the face of video sports games forever. It's great. You can divvy up the teams any way you want, even 5 versus the computer. So go ahead, hit the ice for hockey like it ought to be. Fast, furious, and ferocious.
Coming up on GamePro's Power Up, more secret tips and tricks, the strange adventures of the Super Mario Brothers, plus Wayne's World and Sonic Spin, when we continue from Orlando, Florida.